Hello everyone, welcome to round 3 2024 Objective Gaming AMS MCR Race Cars Championship. This time we are at Cadwell Park, a very fun circuit. It's like a roller coaster, a bit narrow, few high speed corners with elevation changes, and a very peculiar part called the mountain. So on the last race, able to climb to the lead of the championship with 10 points advantage from the second and third. So here we are at Cadwell Park, beautiful circuit. Let's take a look at what happened during the qualifying session for this round. And here we are at the start of a flying lap. Turn number 1, flat out. Now down 2 gears for turns 2 and 3 into Park Straight. Flat out through here. Getting ready for turn number 4. Down to 3rd gear, trying to keep it inside. Coming to turn number 5, crease curve. Here, brake into turn number 6 and 7. Little bit of over here. Now coming into turn 8, left hander. Turn 9. Now again, turn 11 and 12 into the mountain, over the crest soon. Now turns 14, 15 and 16 that lead into the hairpin. Turn 17, first gear, low speed. Now the last turn, turn 18, bam, into the main straight. Alright. So the qualifying went well for me. I was on pole position for most of the qualifying session, but later I was thrown into second position by 7 thousandths of a second. And here are the results for the qualifying session at Cadwell Park. You guys can see Michael Gibbons took the pole position, and I was right behind, only 7 thousandths of a second. Alan Gordon on 3, only 62 thousandths of a second behind. Very close. P4 then right, 161 thousandths of a second. So up until P9, only a little bit more than half a second gap. So pretty close as usual. That's why I like these races. And let's take a look at race 1 and see how I did. So here we are at the start of race 1 here at Cadwell Park. I'm starting from P2 this time. Engines revving up. And it's lights out. I'm able to get a decent start there. Into turn 1, side by side. Now let's take a look at the start. On board my car, I was able to get a good start. Side by side. Into turn 1. Letting off the gas a little bit, giving some space to my opponent. Here's the field coming out of turn number 3. I'm able to get on the slipstream of Michael Gibbons. Here at Park Straight, heading to turn 4. Turn 5. Everyone getting through. gooseneck, turn 6 and 7. And here is my first mistake coming out of turn number 7. Way too fast, completely off the track. Able to return. I was a little bit aggressive on the return, but luckily I did not hit the number 21 car there. I end up letting the number 21 overtake me, heading into the mountain. And here I make my second mistake. I brake too late, but I'm able to keep it together. Now here's a view of the crest at the mountain. Front wheels getting a little bit of air. Let's take a look, close up. 3 wheels off the ground. The car's almost flying here at the crest. If you look closely, you can see the wheels getting off the ground. Into turns 14, 15 and 16. Now at the hairpin, I'm on P2. End of lap 1. Cross the start finish line. Full throttle into turn 1. Down 1 gear for turns 2 and 3. Still quite a bit of speed. Now we're at Park Straight. Here's a view of Park Straight. I'm on P3 at this point. By lap 2, the field starting to get a little bit spread out. Almost at the end of lap number 2. P3. And quite a bit of a gap now, starting lap number 3. At this stage, I'm trying to catch up to Dan Wright. Coming up to the mountain. Here's a view of turns 13 and 14. We are now on lap number 5. There's still a significant gap between me and Dan Wright. You can see him there. Way up front. Breaking into turn 4. Trying to take it easy, trying to keep it cool. Into the gooseneck. 3rd gear here. Now 2nd gear, turn 8. Now again approaching the mountain. Trying to catch up to Dan Wright. This is the hairpin, exit of the hairpin. Last turn, turn 18. Almost completing another lap. And here we are already on lap number 8. Not much has changed on the last few laps. I'm still behind, then right, way behind. Here we see Michael Gibbons, the leader of the race, on the number 4, right behind, then right. Following on the number 21, and there you can see me on the blue car in the background. Almost completing lap number 9. My biggest mistake of this race. Approaching the crest at the mountain, I was way too much inside. I did not let the car slide to the outside, and I oversteered, lost control, went into the grass. I was able to get back, but I lost the position over there. And so this stupid mistake cost me P3. So starting lap number 10, I was behind Alan Gordon. I was faster getting out of turn number 3. I was able to get ahead at the end of Park Straight. I was able to regain my position and get back into P3. But Alan Gordon stayed very close, probably waiting for me to commit another stupid mistake. And again, I almost make the same mistake. Going uphill there, almost losing the rear end. At this stage of the race, I lost quite a bit of focus, and I was trying to get back on the groove. And here we drive with Alan Gordon right behind me over the crest. Over the apex. And so nothing changed. This is already the end of the last lap. Checkered flag for me. P3, luckily, with my stupid mistake that I did, I was able to finish on P3, not bad. Let's see if I can keep better focus on race number 2. Here are the results of race number 1. Michael Gibbons, P1, P2 then right, and me on 3rd position. So let's see what happened on race number 2. Here we are at the start of race number 2 at Cadwell Park, and just a little update. I was telling the numbers of the corners on the last race, but I was looking at a chart that includes turn 9 and 10, the chicane before the mountain. So I don't know if that makes the other turns on this configuration 2 numbers less, like turn 11 and 12 would become turns 9 and 10, but nonetheless I will keep that in mind, and up until turn 8. After turn 8, I will not say the numbers of the corners because I'm not sure at this point, and I'm not gonna check it now because I'm lazy and it's late and I have to work tomorrow, and I'm doing this on my free time and I have other tasks that I should be doing. So yeah, race 2, I'm way back there, P18, inverted grid for race number 2. Engines revving up already, and it's lights out for race number 2. Let's take a look at the start on board my car. I'm able to overtake Alan Gordon because he had to brake not to hit the car in front of him. And I also have to do the same approaching Park Corner. You can see me making a move on the inside. Here's another angle of me making a move on Tim Matthew. And after turn 8 you see me making a move on Ralph Collins on the inside. But he keeps alongside me, approaching the mountain side by side. I let him go over the crest. Hall bend, approaching the hairpin. Very slow traffic over here. Completing the first lap of this race number 2. Lap number 2. I'm still behind Ralph Collins, trying to close the gap. As you see, Ralph Collins trying to make a move on the car ahead of him. And here we can see Ralph Collins trying to make a move on Walt Bulmer, but Walt Bulmer defended. He kept his position. Someone getting off track. Lap number 3. I have more speed out of turn 3, able to overtake Ralph Collins. I was now P15 trying to catch up with the guys up front. Approaching the hairpin. And here I was able to make a move on Walt Bulmer on the inside. And now I was now P14. Here we see some cars making contact, and Walt Bulmer right behind me, also getting out of the track. Trying to get closer to Paul Seiler. Again on the hairpin. The same move as the last lap seemed to work. The field slowed down because they were bunched up, and I was able to make a move on the inside. I was now ahead of the number 13, Paul Seiler. Another car out of the track. The number 11 is able to join. I'm able to stay ahead of him. And David Pugsy getting out of the track. I also step on the grass a little bit, but I'm able to take his position. And now P12. Paul Seiler also trying to make a move on the inside of Pugsy. Approaching now the mountain. And right now I was thinking if I could pull the same move and get a position on the hairpin, and this time it didn't happen. Here I am behind James Taylor, approaching the hairpin. Can I pull the same move again? They slow down, I go inside, I dive inside, and I'm able to climb 2 positions with one move, a little bit of contact, but nothing serious. And once again, at the hairpin, I was able to climb a position with the same move I did already 2 times before. At this point it was becoming kind of an exploit, and I was taking advantage of it, trying to climb. Lap number 7, I was P11. Braking hard into turn number 4, locking the wheels. And on the braking to turn 4, I brake way too late, way too hard. I made contact with 25 of Ivan Egan's. I got ahead of him, kind of a dirty way to pass him, but I had to stick with my move. I'm sure he was not very happy with my move. The stewards for sure will take a look at this after the race, or not. Approaching the hairpin, I almost pulled the same move again. The cars ahead were slowing way down, so I knew that the hairpin was a place where the cars would bunch up and slow down, and I was able to make my move on the inside. So I kept that in mind throughout the whole race. And on lap number 8, I was already P10. Things were looking nice for me. All I had to do was keep my focus and keep climbing. Everything was looking under control at this point. Approaching the mountain, I'm behind Steve Habby. Let's see if I can pull the same move again on the hairpin. And they do slow down. Here I go on the inside again with a little bit of contact. And now P9, excellent. Leaving Steve Abbey behind. Almost at the end of the race. Only a few laps to go and I would have an excellent result for this weekend. All I had to do was keep doing what I was doing. Trying to overtake Cameron Davis on the braking to turn 4. I was pretty confident that I could have a great result on race number 2 starting from P18. And again at the hairpin I'm able to overtake Cameron Davis with the same old move, the same exploit. I was now P8, right behind the number 24 on the slipstream. Approaching turn 4, I go on the inside, but this time I decide to be more careful than the last lap and stay behind the number 24. I knew the race was almost over at this point, so I was trying to be careful. As I said, I was trying to be careful until this happened. This is the view from Cameron Davis's car. He's on the inside. And yes, here's the slow motion of this incident. Cameron Davis way behind me. He had to let go at this point, but he decided to stay on the inside and he basically pit maneuvered me. Here's the second contact. He made contact 2 times actually. He spun me out on the second time he made contact with my car. And basically destroying my chances to have a good result on this race. Here I was dead last with a lap to go. And this is how a race can be ruined. Here is the culprit, number 7, Cameron Davis. He got away with it. The stewards didn't say a thing about it. In fact, the stewards weren't even present at this race. I heard they got drunk the night before and only a few stewards showed up, but they just stood there with a hangover. But enough of that. So here I am, joining the race again, last place without any chances of catching up with the field. Entering the last lap, and all that effort for nothing with a simple move, strolling along on the last lap of the race. A race that I ruined, not by my mistake, but... And here's the leader of the race, Tom Staten, on his last lap, on his last jump. And the rest of the field. Last corner for Tom Staten, winner of race number 2. And I finished last, of course, due to that little incident on the lap before. If I had a couple of more laps, I could maybe catch up with the field, but there was not much I could do after that. So race 2 results: Tom Staten wins the race, followed by Richard Cook and Jill Billings. And here I am, the first of the last, 20th position. And this is the status of the championship after 3 races out of 10 completed. I'm still ahead in the championship, fortunately, but not by a great margin. Dan Wright is right behind with 57 points, followed by Cameron Davis with 53. So once again, thank you guys for watching this round of the Objective Noise MCR Race Cars AMS Championship 2024, and see you guys on the next one. Peace.